Republican, click off this video right now because the new Iowa and Seltzer poll has Kamala Harris leading in Iowa by 3 points. Iowa is a reliably Republican state, and as a Republican, I'm kind of sad about this poll, but I'm going to try and remain accurate, and I'm going to try and eliminate my bias in this video. So, Ann Seltzer, if you don't know, her poll, Seltzer & Co., is the most accurate pollster in the entire country. When all of those polls in 2020 showed Trump was going to lose Iowa, or Trump was going to win Iowa by 1 point, Ann Seltzer got it right. She predicted that Iowa would go to Trump by 7 points, and Trump won Iowa by 8 points. So she was the most accurate pollster in 2020. And it's not just 2020. She's accurate in 2022 midterms. She even kind of predicted Iowa caucuses this year, kind of correctly. Although she did mix up Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley, but Kamala Harris is leading in Iowa. You're right. So let's just watch this little clip here from Des Moines Register.
News. Kamala Harris now leads among likely Iowa voters according to the final Des Moines Register Mediacom Iowa poll before the election. Vice President Harris has a 3 percentage point lead over former President Donald Trump according to the poll. That is within the poll's 3.4 percentage point margin of error.
Okay, so there's a 3.4% margin of error. So technically, in Trump's best case, he will still win Iowa according to this poll, but by only a tilt margin. So I believe this poll, in my opinion, it's off by quite a bit, maybe like 5 points. Trump is most likely to win Iowa. I'll say that before we get more complex. But this is, once again, nevertheless, amazing news for Kamala Harris.
Had a firm grip on power in the state, holding the governor's office, a majority of both state house chambers, and all seats in Iowa congressional delegation. Trump won Iowa by 9 percentage points in 2016 and 8 points in 2020. I talked to my colleague Brianne Fonesteel, our chief politics reporter, to break it down for us. What does this Iowa poll mean for this upcoming election?
Well, I think what this poll means is that you need to be paying attention to Iowa on election night. You know, before this, both parties really had written off the state. They didn't put a lot of resources here. Nobody's been campaigning here. But at the very least, this shows that Iowa is in play and something interesting could be happening.
And what other observations would you like to include that you found in the Iowa poll?
The other thing that we found in this poll that was really interesting is a lot of support among the oldest voters. The number of likely voters who are under the age of 35 has kind of dropped off since we last polled in September, and we've seen a growth among those people who are older than 65. And that's interesting because those are actually the most reliable voters, so that's another good sign for Kamala Harris that she's got a lot of strength with those oldest voters.
Okay, so as you just saw, Kamala Harris is gaining on older voters. That is shocking. I mean, I feel like older voters, it's a fact that they're more Republican. And Kamala Harris gaining on older voters in a reliably Republican state such as Iowa is genuinely insane. And look here, so Kamala Harris led in this poll by 47% to Trump's 44%. A victory for Harris would be a shocking development after Iowa swung aggressively to the right in recent elections. So yeah, I mean, Trump flipped the state in 2016. He gained on it in 2020. And now that, he won it by 8 points. And if Kamala Harris wins it by 3, that is a 11-point shift right there. That is insane. If the entire country shifts by 11, Harris wins a popular vote by 15. That would be a Ronald Reagan type landslide victory. And insane, right? And from Iowa, it's just crazy. It's hard to register into your brain, man. Okay, women who are older and politically independent are driving the late shift towards Harris. Trump continues to lead with his core base: men, evangelicals, rural residents, and those without a college degree. We have to point out that in the second to last Ann Seltzer poll from September, Trump was leading by 4, and if he won Iowa by 4, that would still be super bad for his campaign. He has to win it by like 8 or 9 to make it solid. But him losing the state by 3, I have not gotten over this yet. But with that over with, I need to make my new prediction. California is safe. Oregon safe. I'm moving Oregon from likely to safe. I'm sorry, Republicans out there. I gotta remain unbiased with my predictions. New Jersey, likely to safe. Connecticut, safe. Vermont, safe. Maine's first safe. I'm gonna put Maine in. Okay, Maine, likely. New Hampshire, likely. New York, safe. Virginia, likely. Minnesota, likely. Colorado, I'm gonna move it from likely to safe. Illinois, from likely to safe. New Mexico, likely. Nebraska, likely. I think that's it for likely Democratic states. Let's do the Republican ones now. Wyoming, safe. Idaho, safe. Utah, safe. North Dakota, safe. South Dakota, safe. I'm going to move Montana from safe to likely. Montana went to Trump by only 16 points. So let's just say, if it only just shifts to the right by 2 points, sorry, to the left by 2 points, it's still going to go likely. So that's going to go likely. Nebraska first, safe. Nebraska third, safe, Republican. Nebraska first, it's going to be likely. I've always had that. Kansas, likely. I've had that. Oklahoma, safe. Arkansas, safe. I want to put Missouri into likely, but I don't know. Because Trump won the state by 15. I feel like it's going to shift to the right. But I'm going to put it into likely because it has a lot of similarities to Iowa. And now with this poll, I'm going to move it into likely. Indiana, safe. Kentucky, safe. I was thinking about Indiana likely, but no, not really. Tennessee, safe. West Virginia, safe. Alabama, safe, red. Mississippi, Louisiana. Texas is going to be likely. Florida, likely. South Carolina, likely. Actually, I might put Texas into lean. Alaska, lean? Do I do it, guys? Okay, I'm kind of unsure about Alaska. I'll just put it into like low likely right now. Texas, I think I'm gonna have to put it into lean, guys. I mean, Texas. It's gonna shift to the left, Texas, no matter what. And with this new poll, yeah, Texas lean. Ohio. Ohio sits in the same Midwestern Rust Belt region. Blue Wall, I kind of want to put it into lean. I'll put it into like high lean, like 5 points. Actually, no, 6 points. I feel like Ohio's not going to shift to the left by that much. Iowa lean. I'm sorry, you guys. This new poll and all of this new data, it's crazy. I have to put it into lean. Main second, it's going to stay in likely red. And then we're left with the swing states. Okay, let's start with Wisconsin. This one's going to go lean blue. Iowa, it's just so similar. It's a lot of western Wisconsin is a lot like Iowa, so that's going to go lean blue. Same with Michigan. It's going to probably go to Harris by 3 points. And now let's talk about the Sun Belt. North Carolina, I feel like Trump just barely clinches onto by a lean margin. North Carolina, 1.2%. I feel like those Iowa demographics don't apply at all to a couple states, and North Carolina is going to be one of them. So North Carolina, 1.2 points. Georgia, Trump just barely clinches onto, even with this new poll. 0.4% in Georgia. And I'm sorry, Republicans. If you're a Republican out there, sorry, I forgot to put Rhode Island to dark blue, safe blue. But if you're a Republican out there and you want Trump to win, I'm sorry, but with this new poll, I'm gonna have to put Arizona into tilt. Harris just barely clinches onto that, 0.3%. Nevada into lean and Pennsylvania into lean. I am so sorry, guys, but it's just some numbers. But Republicans, I'm gonna give you some hope. These states are so close. It's gonna be Arizona. They can flip that, right? Pennsylvania is going to be their next chance. I feel like Pennsylvania is going to be the closest out of the three Rust Belts. They got a campaign there in the final days, and but that Puerto Rico comment might actually lag them down there. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of hard for Trump to win, but Trump supporters out there, do not lose hope. You guys still got a chance. I need you to know that. Anything could happen, even in these last couple of days. And that's my prediction right now. After that Ann Seltzer poll, I'll make my final prediction tomorrow. And then I'll do my mega prediction, and then I have my final swing states to do, and then maybe a couple extra videos, and it'll be election night. So that's it for today's video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.